Houses of the French Parliament have passed a bill making it a crime to deny the killings of an estimated 1.5 million Armenians in 1915 by the Ottoman Empire. The move has been strongly criticized by Turkey, which denies it was a genocide. To discuss this issue further, let's talk to Aram Hamparian, Executive Director of the Armenian National Committee of America. Thanks for being with us. Mr. Hamparian, what does this decision by France mean for Armenians around the world?
Well, I think at its heart, what happened today was the approval of a genocide prevention measure, something that is a powerful stand against Turkey's denial of the Armenian genocide, but more broadly, a vote for a world without genocide, for ending the cycle of genocide. So many countries around the world, Russia, Canada, France, of course, Italy, Sweden, Switzerland, and others have recognized this crime. So we think it's a step toward mounting pressure, increasing pressure on Turkey to finally come to terms with the Armenian genocide, both truthfully and justly.
Well, some critics say that President Sarkozy, whose party proposed the bill, is just trying to win votes among the 600,000 ethnic Armenians living in France. Do you think that that's the case?
Well, I think that the support for the measure came from across the political spectrum in France, as it has in so many countries. Everywhere and around the world that there's been a vote, the vote has almost uniformly been to see this crime recognized. The sole center of denial is Ankara. One very welcome aspect of this for us as Armenian Americans is that it shines a spotlight on President Obama. President Obama promised as a candidate, as a senator, to recognize the Armenian genocide. He immediately, after getting elected, broke that pledge. So we hope that this reminds the president of his obligation to his own commitments, and also reminds him that he needs to do the right thing, and the Congress should do the same.
Well, Ankara has already suspended military, economic, and political ties with Paris, and now we hear that Turkey's ambassador to France warning everyone is going to suffer from the move. Why do you think that this is such a sensitive question for modern-day Turkey?
Well, first let me just point out that in 2001, I believe it was, when the French Parliament initially recognized the Armenian genocide. I'm not exactly certain of the year, but when they did, subsequent to that recognition, trade between Paris and Ankara actually increased. So Turkey's pretty much a paper tiger here. They make very vocal threats, but ultimately don't follow through. They're going to do what they do in terms of trade and military relations based on their own interests. So I think very much a paper tiger, number one. Number two, I think there's an inclination among Turkish politicians to play to the lowest common denominator. There is a very hard-line element within Turkey that views this as a matter of national pride. There are others who see that Turkey may need to pay for its crime, and they're fearful of that. But it's certainly the lowest common denominator, and they've taken Turkish politics hostage, and sadly, taken American politics hostage as well.
Well, Turkey says that the casualties were the consequences of war, claiming the number of victims was actually much smaller. Would you agree with this statement?
Of course not. That's a tactic of denial used by people who try to cover up genocides across the board. It's used by Holocaust deniers, those who deny the massacres in Rwanda, the genocide in Cambodia. Very often they'll say, well, this was not a genocide at all. It was a conflict. That's a lie. This was the full force of the Ottoman army, wiping out innocent men, women, and children, driving them into the desert. Every serious scholar recognizes that fact, and a growing number of countries around the world as well.
And finally, do you see relations deteriorating even further?
What I would say is this. If Turkey-France relations are ever going to be on a truly firm footing, that footing is going to be the truth. It's going to be a mutual respect for justice. And this cycle of Turkey bullying and bribing their way into silencing other countries is no basis for stable relations.
That was Aram Hamparian from the Armenian National Committee of America. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And now to Libya, where at least 4 people have